Hello everybody and welcome to the very first bowl game in the history of Earlham Quakers football. We are here down at the stadium hosted by the UAB Blazers, where we are getting ready to play in the Lending Tree Bowl game between your Earlham Quakers and the Sun Belt representative, the Georgia State Panthers. And they do end up, win the coin toss. They do kick it off to us first here, but we do go free and out, so our defense will go ahead and get an early test here in this ball game. Aaron Carter taking a run up the gut for a gain of 7. And it should be a good bowl game, man. A historic moment for this football program for sure, man. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you're new. And this guy is also liking the idea of getting out into the open as well, as Carter takes it out for a little bit of a ride, actually, and that does get him across midfield for the first time today here in Mobile, Alabama. As they throw to the left-hand side, get it out to Ryan Branch, who's able to get 10 toes down. He's part of that 10 toes down movement, of course. A gain of 20 yards. That get him just outside of the red zone now, as Carter throws short, tries to get it to Reed, but gets it broken up. Justin Burton was there on the coverage. So now, 2nd and 10 now coming up here. Carter dropping back, throwing over the middle. Finds Branch, but finds a gang of Earlham defenders ready to meet him at the line at the first down marker. But still ended up getting that first down here. So another 1st and 10 coming up here. Finn Otis can't even make the tackle himself. Cameron Frost does have to step in and make the tackle for us. So another 2nd and 1 now coming up here. Carter gonna go ahead and hand it off to Rhodes up the middle and gets it into the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia State. And the Panthers are going to go ahead and strike first here in this ball game, as we go ahead now get our own offense out on the field to try and respond. The one nice thing that we do have going is Miami Ugalye. He is back in the starting lineup. He actually strained his back, towards the end of the regular season. We were able to get here with CJ Patton, but Miami does provide more dimensions to our offense overall. So Miami is going to get the start, and he will be taking all the snaps at the quarterback position here today. So let's see what Miami can do. Hands things off to CJ Holman, who does end up picking up 7 yards on the ground. A decent drive going for Earlham here after going free and out to start this ball game. As we go with another 3rd and short coming up here. Gonna hand it off with Jesse Green, and it's some tough rushing defense for Georgia State, but they could not stop us from getting to that first down marker, as we got another 1st and 10 coming up now. This time going with the play action, and we find Jakeem Short over the middle of the field. He breaks the tackle and gets us all the way down to the 20-yard line. 32-yard catch for Miami Ugalye. We got another 2nd and 10 now coming up here. Miami in the shotgun, looking around, was looking for Danny Carson, but throws the interception, and this could be trouble. Derek Blue, the only person that might be able to catch him, but there's not enough real estate, though. And it's a pick 6 for the Georgia State Panthers. Yeah, absolutely hate to see it. And it was more so a great play by John Kirk than a bad decision, as Danny Carson was open, but the anticipation by John Kirk was just immaculate. And so we find ourselves down 14-0, and even worse, we go free and out again on our very next possession. So not a good start here for this Earlham football team whatsoever. Might be, a little bit nervous coming out here. This is the biggest game in the school's history, for the football program. So it's definitely showing here early the lack of experience on this squad. As Carter throws out to the right-hand side, gets it out to Preston Reed, who ends up picking another 15 yards and gets close to midfield. They'll have another 1st and 10 to work with now. Gonna run the jet sweep. It's a broken play, though. Carter gonna take it to the outside, but does end up sliding down, getting away from a couple of our defenders. So now 2nd and 4 now coming up here for Earlham, as Carter dropping back, throws it over the middle once again, and does get it to Antoine Spencer. Good for a gain of 16 yards on the play. We We got another 1st and 10 coming up here. Our defense a little bit confused as Finn Otis, for whatever reason, was actually on a defender. But, you know, we just didn't have enough guys. You know, we tried to, you know, do what our MO is. We like to get to this quarterback, but it hasn't been working. Gonna have to make some adjustments after that 1st quarter as we're already down 14-0 here in this ball game, as we are not looking good here to start the Lending Tree Bowl game. As now Carter will take the snap here, 1st play of the 2nd quarter, throws it out to Burks, who almost makes that catch. Surprisingly, Justin Burton was just not able to locate the football there. You know, just hasn't been, you know, a very good performance for our team across the board. But we might change that here. It's 3rd and 12. They tried to run this halfback screen. Matthew Sands read it, but could not make the catch. Could not get the interception, unfortunately. So the Georgia State Panthers, as a result of it, are going to go ahead and settle for a field goal. Field goal is right down center lane. And it becomes a 17-0 lead here for Georgia State, as our offense is desperately trying to get something going here. You know, either through the air or on the ground, but we just aren't getting much of anything going, as Jariah Bond should have made that catch for us. We couldn't quite get it done here, so now 2nd and 10 coming up for Earlham, as we'll drop back again, this time throwing short to Jakeem Short, who makes one man miss, makes another guy. He still stays on his feet and picks up 36 yards on the ground. A huge 1st down for the Earlham Quakers. As now Miami dropping back, throws over the middle to Danny Carson, who gets flipped up into the air. That is our tight end, who just got flipped into the air. These guys are physical, and we're seeing it right here for sure. And we got another 1st and 10 following that catch downfield. We trying to get it out to Jariah Bond. Should have tried to lob it for him, but not a great decision even with that. As we got 3rd and long coming up here once again, trying to pick up the 1st down. As Miami drops back, he's going to throw over the middle to Derek Blue, but threw it a little bit ahead of him, unfortunately. Could not cut up field. And Derek Blue can't pick up the yards needed to get the 1st down, and we'll also have to go ahead and settle for a field goal ourselves. We do at least get on the board, though. We will not be shut out in our very 1st bowl game appearance. As now the Georgia State offense is back on the field here once again, trying to figure out a way to go ahead and try to figure things out here. It has been a good look for our defense overall, which has been a huge reason why we're even in this position, but choking a little bit now. As you got 3rd and 8, Carter looking to throw down the left-hand side, gets it out to Ryan Branch, and beats MJ Grant on the outside for a 1st down. Is now 2nd and 12 coming up here. Going to bring the blitz once again. Try to get some heat on this quarterback, as we had Cameron Frost with his hands on the football. If he would have caught that, that was going to be pick 6, but instead a 3rd and 12 situation coming up here as Carter throws to the right-hand side. Found Spencer, but Spencer cannot corral the catch before going out of bounds. So we finally get ourselves a punt here, and we could definitely use a spark here. Mario Hernandez, he is back in the lineup, and he is still taking kicks and punts for us here. Let's see what Mario Hernandez can do. He's down the left-hand side, gets away from one defender. One man left to beat. Oh, he can't do it. If we got around that last defender, that man was going to be gone like a girl in a country song. But still some really great field position to work with here. 3.5 minutes left here in this 1st half. A touchdown here would get it back to a 1-score game before we do go ahead and get ourselves back into the locker room. As we have a 1st and 10 now coming up. CJ Holman going to go ahead and go into the motion. Jesse Green gets lit up into the air as well. The 2nd time we have a guy flipped over. Like I said, man, these guys are absolutely physical. We were not ready, for this kind of physicality, it seems like, as they like to certainly hit extremely hard. That's, something that we definitely caught on here. Maybe we could take advantage of that later. As we got 1st and 10 now coming up, Miami. Throwing short over the middle, get it to Derek Blue, who does pick up 5 yards. Don't need to push it downfield if it's not there, Always want to try to go for a touchdown to check down progression. And 2nd and 5 now. Going to hand it off to C.J. Holman, who for the first time today does get us in a 1st and goal situation thanks to that carry by C.J. Holman. He picks up 6 yards on the ground. As now we got a 1st and goal here coming up here with 2 minutes left to play. As Miami's looking around, trying to throw it over the middle to Adam Hill III, who had his hands on it actually, but just cannot complete the catch. So now 3rd and goal coming up here, trying to get it into the end zone. As we look to Miami, trying to throw it around, get to Joakim Short, who does make the catch, but does not get us into the end zone. And our coach does want to go for the field goal here. Don't like settling for these short field goals, but we have to do what we got to do at this point. At least get some more points on the board for the time being, and then hope our defense can come in and play in the clutch here. As we got 1:10 left to play here in this 2nd quarter, as they throw over the right-hand side again, this time beating Justin Burton on the outside. Good for a gain of 18 yards. As Georgia State run their no-huddle offense this time. Throwing short over to David Burks, who does get out of bounds. Saving a timeout for the Panthers as well. As we got 1:02 left on the clock here, but already sitting at midfield. Is now Carter dropping back. He's going to throw short once again. This time getting it out to Carroll. And Deontay McLaurin does make the tackle on the outside, as the Panthers will go ahead and take their 1st timeout. It's coming out of the timeout now. 1st and 10. They run the halfback draw, and Josh Brown gets ran over by the running back. Our own middle linebacker taking a shot there. We got 2nd and 4 now coming up following that bruising run. Getting it to the outside where Chase Rhodes sits and completes the 1st down play. As Georgia State continues to march down the field now. 49 seconds left to play here in this 1st half. As Carter moving the tight end around a little bit, looking for a matchup. Likes what he sees, sending one downfield, and it's intercepted by Justin Burton. The Jim Forbay Award winner, baby. Let's go, man. 3rd interception of the season for the sophomore safety. But unfortunately for us, we go 3 and out, so we need one more great defensive play right here so that we can at least keep it to a 17-6 ball game before we go into the locker room. As now Carter will drop back. He's facing pressure. Gets it out to Spencer on the outside. He stiff-arms Deontay McLaurin into the next century, as Justin Burton has to come bring him down. As we're down to 9 seconds left here, Carter dropping back. Gets it out to Rhodes, but he drops it. Although that might have worked out for the Panthers, because if he would have caught that pass and not get the 1st down, that would have kept the clock going, and it wouldn't even have gave him the ability to go for this field goal attempt, which they do drill through pretty easily. As we go into the locker room here at this Lending Tree Bowl game, and we're down 20-6 with them getting the ball here to start the 2nd half. Let's figure some things out, fellas. Alright, so we're out here in the 2nd half of this ball game. We're down 20-6, but I think we do got our jitters out of the way. We're starting to settle down here to a degree. We just need our offense to go ahead and put some more points on the board here. As we got 2nd and 1 now coming up. They're going to hand it off to Chase Rhodes, who's taking it upfield and bashes the defense pretty well. Nate Hunt has to come down and make the tackle. So we got another 1st and 10 coming up here once again. As Carroll, he's moved into the motion. Fake. It's actually a run up the gut as Matthew Sands gets trucked as well. Just stiff-armed out of the way. You know, no problem for Chase Rhodes. And the physicality, not only physical on defense, but also on the offensive side of the ball. As Carter throws to the left-hand side, gets it out to Carroll, but we can throw the lumber down too. Cameron Frost getting a huge hit on that poor receiver, but cannot force the fumble though. As we got a 2nd and 7 coming up here, trying to get another halfback screen coming, but we're on it. We are on these halfback screens, man. Somebody make a catch on that defensive line. I know you're defensive lineman, but when you're in those kind of situations, you got to be able to, you know, come through and, you know, make a play for the defense, man. But we do at least get them off the field, at least get this offense off the field for the time being. as they are going to try a really long field goal attempt here. This is supposed to be for 51 yards out. The kick is up, and it is way, and I mean way short. So it does remain a 2-possession game for the time being, as we trying to get back to work now, trying to make it a 1-score game here, as Holman does take the carry to start our first possession of the second half. It gets us, a nice little 6-yard gain, so making it second and reasonable. As we'll go ahead now, run some read option here in the pistol set. Going to try to take it up the field with Miami Uwagauye. He picks up 6 yards on the way to a 2,000 rushing yard performance here for the team in general, so you love to see that. We've got another 1st and 10, trying to throw it over the middle where Jakeem Short was. You got to be able to come in and make that catch, man. You're a possession guy. That's what we asked you to do, make those tough catches for us. We can't quite get it done, though, as 2nd and 10. Trying to force it downfield, was looking for Jariah Bond, but we can't get it through, unfortunately. Should have checked it down. Jakeem Short was open, to be fair. We had him wide butt naked open too, but just trying to get it all back in one play. Miami, he's showing a little bit of rust here, it seems like. Has not been sharp here, has not taken care of the football like he typically has, in games that he has played in prior to his strained back injury. Already a 2nd turnover of the day. But let's see if we can turn it around, though. 1st and 10, Miami taking it upfield. He's still got the athleticism and does manage to pick up 11 yards on the ground. A 1st and 10 coming up for the Earlham Quakers. As now we're in the shotgun. Miami dropping back. Going to throw over the middle this time. Get it to Adam Hill to third. Nothing wrong with taking the check down. If nothing else is there, and Adam Hill gets his 2nd catch of the day. As we got 3rd and inches now. Going to try to fool him with the play action here as we throw short to Joey Washington, the preferred walk-on. It was not a big gain, only a gain of 4 yards, but it does move the chains for us as well. As we have another 3rd down coming up for us here. Miami dropping back. Going to try to throw it over the middle. Was looking for the slant pattern, but again, just not a good decision whatsoever. Miami's getting mad at his receivers, but that's just a bad decision on him. He had guys open on the left-hand side, but didn't bother to look at him, unfortunately. And we're coming into this 3rd quarter, man. It's still 20-6, but I feel like we're definitely leaving some points on the board. We had a couple of promising drives that did end with a turnover. Again, we just got to come ahead and turn around. See if we can get those 4s in the chat, though, because we're certainly going to need them. We got 3rd and long coming up here to start this 4th quarter. Although they had guys over on the outside, we get to Derek Blue, a name that we have not called much here today whatsoever, but picks up 15 there. Is now 1st and 10 coming up, trying to run the mesh concept, looking around, trying to get it over the middle, but it's almost intercepted again. Just trying to force it downfield. That's not Miami's game. Definitely choking here a little bit here in this ball game. As we do check it down this time around, get it out to Derek Blue, who does end up picking a few yards there. As we're basically forced to pass the ball a little bit here. 2-possession game here in the 4th quarter. We do get it out to Joey Washington, who does end up picking up the 1st down this time around. And we are in Georgia State territory once again. As we got another 1st and 10. Got a 4-wide set. CJ Holman in the backfield. Get it to Adam Hill the 3rd, who takes a shot, but is able to bounce right back up and get another 1st down for the Quakers. We continue to go downfield here, this time facing 3rd and 14. Miami trying to throw it over the middle, and it's nearly intercepted again by Joseph Sorara. And on a 4th and 14 situation, all you can really do is try to chuck it deep. Looking for Derek Blue here, see if we can get it, but we overthrow him. We had the matchup that we wanted, but Miami could not deliver the throw for us there, unfortunately. And that does mean that we had to give the ball back to Georgia State, but even with the 3 and out, still not in a good spot. We have to score on this drive. It is plain and simple. And then depending on how much time is left, we might have to go ahead and go for an onside kick, which is usually not very successful in this game. So that is a scary thought going forward. But we got to pick up this first down first here, though, as Miami does check it down to Jariah Bond. He's by himself, though, and almost gets it across the midfield. So there we go. You know, got to make those good reads. You know, if it's not there, it's not there. As we got 1st and 10, getting up to the line quickly is Miami. Throwing over the middle again, finds Jariah Bond and picks up the first down here in the process. Gain of 28 yards. We're in Georgia State territory once again. Run the shakes pattern. Can we get somebody in the end zone? Gets it to Henry B. York, who catches it but fumbles the football. Oh no, that is exactly not what we needed right now. Henry B. York could have had a huge play for us here. So he makes the catch, but that is definitely out though. No question, that was a fumble recovered by Georgia State. And now it's desperation time for us a little bit here. Now have to go ahead, you know, be a little bit more aggressive with our tackling. Hope we can force another turnover here, as Georgia State now has the chance to go ahead and run some time off the clock. We actually do go ahead and call our first timeout meanwhile, as Chase Rhodes gets another carry, and neither of them can actually make the tackle. He's actually got some space to work with down the sideline. Deontay McClure in the last line of defense. He can't make the tackle. Another touchdown for Georgia State as they pull away a little bit farther. A 27-6 lead here for the Panthers in the Lending Tree Bowl game. Because now we try to, you know, at least, you know, finish this bowl game strong, right? You know, it does not feel that we could win this game at this point, but maybe we could turn it around still, you know, get, you know, at least some positive momentum going into season 4, because we did not play very well on either side of the ball, it seemed like, unfortunately. But you know, at least, you know, last 2 minutes trying to finish strong here, as Miami is looking around. Just nobody is open. Nobody is open on that route. They do a very good job of covering all of those routes, because we had nowhere to go with that football. And so 2nd and 23 coming up after the sack that Miami took. Trying to roll out to the right-hand side. We do find Jakeem Shorts, who is open for another long throw downfield, this time for a gain of 37 yards. Jakeem Short doing a really good, nice job of attacking upfield. As a couple plays later now, 2nd and 7, going up the middle, finding Derek Blue, and we do get another big catch, gain of 21 yards. We got a 1st and goal situation here. Let's see if we can score quickly here, as Miami's looking around, going to try to, you know, do something with the football, but everything is covered, even the scramble. So an incomplete pass leading to a 2nd and goal now coming up. Got a 2 wide set with 2 tight ends. As Miami looking around, nobody there to cover him though, and we finally get our first touchdown of the bowl game. Miami Uiagalelei does rush one in, but we still need to get a couple of onside kicks if we want to win this game. And unfortunately, we had a pretty solid look, but we could not get the recovery that we needed. And it does look like Georgia State is going to win the LendingTree.com Bowl. And it's just, you know, it's a tough one to take in, you know. Felt like we could have definitely won that game, it seems like, but it seems, you know, those 4 turnovers that we had, you know, that is, you know, a really tough one to take in for sure. You know, this play right here really set the tone, to be honest. When they were able to pick 6 that and make it 14-0 early, you know, it just seemed like we could have never recovered from that, unfortunately. So congratulations to the Georgia State Panthers. They do get to go ahead and celebrate a good bowl win. You know, they played hard, you know, all the credit in the world to them. But now only thing left to do now is go check out the stats for our guys in this bowl game. Alright, man, so our very first bowl game in school history does not end very well for us. Georgia State actually destroyed us on the field. It was more of a blowout than what the scoreboard says. And, you know, it was one of those things where, like, you know, it was really came down to a few key plays. We just had a ton of turnovers, uncharacteristic turnovers, bad decisions. We had 3 interceptions and a fumble in the 4th quarter that really sealed the deal and would have made it just a 1-score game at the time. And like after that fumble happened, we just went right into desperation mode, and You know, we just did not have a good performance today. Good learning experience though here in this bowl game. Checking out the stats for our guys here today. Miami Uiagalelei, he is back playing that starting quarterback position. He was 24 for 41, 323 yards, but had 3 interceptions. You could tell he had some rust on him, you know, when he returned to the field for the first time in a handful of weeks. For the running game, we couldn't really get much going on the ground, but Miami did find the end zone in the fourth quarter eventually. He had 9 for 33. CJ Holman was our lead carrier though. He had 14 carries for 42 yards. For receiving, Jakeem Short carried the day for us. He had a huge game out there, to be honest. 7 catches for 129 yards. He showed out in the bowl game performance, but you know, just couldn't get much of anything going. You know, we had quite a few drops. Even Jakeem Short had a couple drops. Same thing with Jariah Bond, and Adam Hill III had a drop as well, which I think was in the end zone if I'm not mistaken. For blocking, Jacoby Black got a pancake, but Ray Stevenson did allow a sack, unfortunately. And then on defense, you know, our award winner, Justin Burden, you know, led the team in tackles today. 6 total tackles with Nate Hunt, Giante McLaurin, Josh Brown, and Mario Hernandez, all tied with 5 tackles apiece. Nate Hunt actually also led the way with 2 total tackles behind the line of scrimmage, you know, really showing out in his first season on the football field. However, that being said, we could not get any sacks, but Justin Burden did get an interception for us at the very least to try to keep things close back in the first half, showing why he deserves to be an award winner for sure. So this is actually going to end season number 3, and we kind of ended on a, you know, a little bit of a sorrow note, a painful setback that we'll definitely think about in the offseason, losing that Lending Tree Bowl game to the Georgia State Panthers. Next episode is going to be the offseason recap as we get ready for season number 4. And it's going to be a good one, so make sure you smash that like button as well as hit subscribe if you have to be brand new and made it all the way to the end of this video. That being said though, I'm signing off, but hopefully you're all out there having a wonderful day. Take care, everybody.